I'm coming on live and just protecting my energy a little bit. If this phone does not stay standing, I'm gonna be tight. Hello, everybody. Hey, 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 hey. Hi, Jesse. Hi, Leah. Hey, guys. Hello, question lady. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Put them in the question box, put them in the chat. Feel free to guide the discussion. I have not been going live recently, as often as I used to last year, because all of the information is now off of social media as well, right? If you have high blood pressure, is it safe to detox? 100%. The only thing that you would have to be careful for is if you are on a statin medication, right? Then you need to just be particular of what herbs you put in your body. But luckily, all of the detox protocols that I have been working on have options for people who are on pharmaceutical medications, so herbs that are completely safe across all pharmaceutical meds, breastfeeding mamas and pregnant mamas, postpartum mamas, all the above. So everybody can detox. Everyone can detox, right? And now when we talk about the word detox, you just have to be discerning, right? Because I talk about detox a different way from other people talking about detox. To me, detoxing the body means removing the waste and restoring your systems. Detoxing the body is when you stop consuming toxic things or remove toxic things in your life. That's what detox means. And technically, even though my name is Detox Tori, right? And I say detox, 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 like extreme methods of fasting fall in the category of detox, but pregnant mamas and breastfeeding mamas cannot do extreme types of fasting, but you can still detox. Do you see what I mean? There are different things under the umbrella of detox that are applicable to you based on your situation or are not applicable to you based on your situation. So, can we talk about winter eating, like not the full-on detox, but prep before the spring? We're absolutely going to talk about that. That's actually what this exact live is for. It's called When to Detox and How to Detox. That is the title. So I love that. Amazing, Priscilla. Hey, girl. What are the herbs and or teas that are good while detoxing? Good question. So let's get into the topic of today's live. So when to detox, how to detox. Now, the springtime is ideally the best time of year to detox. And there are a couple of reasons why, right? Spring is very significant of rejuvenation and renewal. Usually everything's blooming and becoming anew, right? Now, in Chinese medicine in particular, though, springtime is associated with the liver and gallbladder. That's the time of year where it's most associated. And the liver and gallbladder, the liver in particular, is the body's #1 detoxification organ. And the reason why this is because anything that comes into the body has to get processed through the liver before it ends up being delivered to other locations, right? So any toxins that are entered the body get processed by the liver. Maybe they spit into the lymph, maybe they dump into the colon. So the liver processes down everything, right? All the fat that you intake, liver secretes bile. That's a function of the liver to break down fat. Now, in detoxification, or in the year, right? Detoxification is honestly the most ideal during this spring time of year for that reason, right? The liver is activated when we introduce a detox protocol. The liver is one of the organs that has to be supported on detox. I've talked about this before, but all the time, every level of detox, you must be supporting the liver, the lymph, the bowels, the adrenal glands, the blood, and the kidneys. Okay? Oh, AI does this thing. So those are the systems of the body that have to be supported every step of the way, no matter what. Now, when you're starting to transition, right? If you're preparing for detox, you know that you want to get started, you want to take advantage of this springtime, your body's naturally open, the liver's naturally activated. You might as well go in and start to heal your body at the time of year where your body is the most open, at the time of year where the weather is warm enough so you can handle a detox diet. Instead of like trying to detox during the winter, you can definitely do it. You can absolutely do it. I've done it before. But the only thing is, you need to be mindful of how many minerals and how your body is responding to the cold, right? If you're starting to detox, it's not smart to fruit fast in the winter. And especially on top of that, if you're experiencing winter in general as a month, that means you're in the northern hemisphere, okay? And if you're in the northern hemisphere and you are eating imported fruit from the Caribbeans that have traveled thousands and thousands of miles and were picked unripe and end up in our grocery stores during the winter, you're trying to cleanse off of depleted mineral foods. And unfortunately, fruit, when you eat fruit that is unripe, it is slightly acidic and it can contribute to the breakdown of your enamel on your teeth. So when you're fruit fasting, doing it in the winter, thousands of miles away from where your fruit was grown, where it was picked before it was ripe and the minerals are depleted, you cannot efficiently cleanse and heal the body off of a diet that is out of your season, out of your region, and depleted. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Please send me a protocol of cleansing. The link in my bio has the protocol for cleansing. You can have my help holding your hand step by step in my detox group, or you can do it on your own for free in my free community. Your choice. Need a beginner's guide to detoxing teas and fruits. Link in my bio, guys. There's 2 links in my bio. You either want to do it yourself in the free community, or you get help for your particular situation and join me and my coaches along for the ride. That's it. That's it. Also, I really feel like I'm in flow state today, so I've been processing a lot and recording a lot of courses. In my life, I'm processing a lot of things, but I'm also like doing a lot of outward energy to record courses for you guys. I've recorded 2 entire new courses in the course of this month. In February, I recorded 2 new courses. There's an entire 12-week protocol course that goes through herbal protocols, parasite cleansing, high-level fasting, fruit fasting, mono fasting, master cleanse, blended food fasting, juice fasting, and then rebuilding the gut in order to do fermented, and you use fermented food to rebuild the gut after you go through a period of cleansing. So that's the course that I just recorded for the Healing Blueprint, and it's in there. Boom, boom, boom. It's so potent. It's so potent. It's the exact 12-week detox protocol, beginning to end, everything included, right? Or go join the free community and you can get all the foundations of detox to get your body started and stimulated on your own. There you go. So there's your beginner's guide, link in my bio. Both links in my bio take you to amazing things. What example of winter diet do you recommend? Good question. So we're talking about detoxing during the spring, which is where your body drops into a higher level of detox, right? And in order to do that, it's recommended that the body has at least 4 weeks of preparation. So if you guys are planning to detox during the springtime, and my detox group starts, just to let you guys know, detox group starts April 1st. We're preparing month of March. So you're actively on herbs April 1st, but you got to prepare your body for at least 4 weeks. So if you're considering detoxing, the month of March is your preparation period. So when you start to prepare the body during colder months, right? Right now, unfortunately, I'm not in Florida right now, my homeland. I'm in Massachusetts, and my skin is dry and my lips are dry and the cold weather is just not the vibes. I'm not meant to be up here anymore, and I know that. I know that I'm not meant to be up here. But it is good because it's reminding me where a lot of people live in these northern hemispheres. So it's reminding me of what it's like to eat in cold weather. So When you are preparing your body for detox, you need at least 4 weeks, like I said. So if you're preparing your body during these cold months right now, then you need to make sure that you are having enough food. The body wants more minerals. The body needs more minerals during the winter, no matter what. You are actively trying to maintain homeostasis. Humans are really not meant to live in cold weather, actually. Like, naturally, we are meant to be in the Caribbean, especially all you guys. You know, a lot of people here are melanated. We're all mostly melanated in this community, right? So we're all from the middle of the earth, the equator, hottest areas of the earth, you know? So when we live in places that are outside of our genetic habitat, our natural habitat, it's a little different. It's a little different. So you have to make sure that you are consuming enough food, because you are trying to maintain homeostasis in these cold places. Your body is trying to stay warmer in these cold places. And the only way that it can maintain balance in that way is if you give it enough to work with. So enough minerals, enough food. Now, grounding foods, root vegetables, steamed sweet potatoes, steamed beets, steamed carrots, steamed broccoli, seed milks, sesame seed milk, pumpkin seed milk, sunflower seed milk, right? All of those things. Does sea salt have more minerals in it? Can sea salt balance it? Sea salt alone is not going to balance it at all, right? It takes a lot more than just one thing, especially sea salt. Sea salt affects the waters of the body, right? Just because sea salt is high in minerals doesn't mean that it doesn't have the same osmotic effect, right? You'll notice, right? Some people do better with salt and some people do not. Okay, so the thing is with salt, it's like on detox, we do not actively recommend consuming salt because it starts to affect the waters of the body, which affect the kidneys. Okay, just because sea salt is high in minerals, it doesn't mean that you have to only consume sea salt as if that's the only thing that's high in minerals. Right here, shilajit, high in minerals, wheatgrass, spirulina, sea moss, dulse, other seaweeds. All of those things, barley grass, all of those things, high in minerals, right? So sea salt, because for some people, it affects the waters of the body, affects the kidneys. Some people can notice that sea salt starts to affect them if they start to get poofy under the eyes here, or if their hands kind of get hard to close or open. You can tell the lymphatic system is a little too sludgy after you eat salt. Some people can get like gout in their toe, right? They can feel a little off when they're moving their joints because that's the salt. So you'll know if salt does well in your body versus if it doesn't do well in your body. So during the winter, in order to prepare for detox, you have to come off of junk food regardless, right? You don't need to come off meat. You don't need to come off meat. I need to be so clear that you can detox your body and heal your body while still consuming high quality animal products, right? The first step I would take your clients on is developing the belief that they are capable of anything they can put their minds to, and then how much do they really want to live a great life. Phenomenal. Hi, Jay. What's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. Absolutely. Like, you know, some people really do identify with their diagnoses, and some people really identify with the autoimmune disease or the this. I've seen a lot of people like identify with Lyme. I have Lyme, I have Lyme, I have lupus. Like, you know, when people really identify with their disease, it's hard for people to believe that they can heal from it and address it in the body. I need to be careful with the words that I use, obviously, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not a practitioner, and this is not medical advice. All content and recommendations from Detox Tori are for educational purposes only. Crazy. Disclaimers have to go everywhere on all my stuff, right? Anyways, I just don't want you guys to identify with your diagnoses, because you can address them. You can absolutely address them. You can absolutely, right? I'm a personal trainer, deal with a lot of bad lifestyles. What approach would help ease clients into a detox or help them rid their lifestyle of inflammatory foods? And then we asked what kind of meat is okay while detoxing, right? I was talking about meat. I forgot. I forgot what live is like, the like, boom, 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 topic to topic to topic. But I like it. It's how my brain works. Keeps me in flow state. What approach would you help ease clients into a detox or help them rid their lifestyle of inflammatory foods? Well, the thing you need to know is you can't detox the body while eating chemicals, right? You can't detox the body while consuming toxins. So, I'll talk about meat in a second, but when we hear the argument on the internet, put a 1 in the chat if you've heard the argument on the internet of like carnivore versus vegan. Okay? Carnivore versus vegan. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of this argument. Most of us should have. Are you drinking carbonated water? Absolutely not. Why would I drink carbonated water? This is spring water. No carbonated water. Why are you going to do carbonated water? You're introducing gas to the body that's not meant to be in the digestive tract. You know what I'm saying? When you drink carbonated water and you burp, that's not a natural reaction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So most of you guys have heard the argument of carnivore versus vegan. So the reason why people stand so firm on carnivore versus vegan, that water you're drinking is so good, but it's like $48 a case where I am. Yeah, it's expensive, but I'm not in Florida with my distiller. So I make choices if I'm not in my area with my distiller, like I still need to drink water. You feel me? I do not drink this all the time at all. I do not spend $40 a case on this at home. I have a distiller. So. The reason why carnivore people and vegans, right, all are like, my way is the way, is because all of those groups of people have come off of junk food and processed food. All of those types of people have removed the toxins from their diets, which allow the body to heal to some capacity. Now with detox, right, you can absolutely detox to some degree, and you can absolutely heal the body while consuming animal products. Now, high quality animal products is the key here, right? There's a difference. Walmart meat, farm, whatever. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I should say factory farmed animal products is not the vibes. It's bad energy. It's a karmic energy. It's unfortunate that those animals are exploited. It's more than unfortunate. I shouldn't use the word unfortunate. Ridiculous. What detox protocol should people wanting to maintain muscle and weight should do? My detox protocol. My detox protocol does not deplete the body. My detox protocol actually nourishes the body and would only help you maintain muscle after a period of detoxification. Also, when you hear, I am on tangents on tangents on tangents, everybody. Tangents on tangents right now. If you hear people who tell you you cannot exercise while detoxing, they are not helping you detox the right way. Okay? That is your red flag. I don't care if you work with me. I don't care if you do my detox or not. I'm here to help you in the most efficient way possible. So I'm telling you the red flag to listen for if you follow anyone else who offers detox. If they tell you that you cannot exercise on detox, they are not detoxing you in a nourished, balanced way that is ultimately going to heal the body in the long run. There's your red flag to look out for. Can you explain why roasted veggies hurt our bodies? That's one thing I'm having a hard time letting go. Roasted veggies. So veggies in the oven are roasted. Those don't hurt the body. It's when things are roasted and cooked with oils. Okay? So there's a difference here. Cooked food does not hurt the body. It matters how you cook it. It matters how you cook it. You do not need to be on a 100% raw food diet if your body is not ready for that. You do not have to be on a 100% raw food diet during a detox process, but what matters is how you are cooking your food. Sauteing and roasting vegetables in oil is the thing that causes the overwhelm to the liver, the overburden to the liver. So in the beginning of this live, when I started talking about springtime, right? Springtime being the best time to detoxify the body because the liver is most engaged according to Chinese medicine. If we want to actively support the body in detoxification, you do not want to overburden the liver, and cooked oil is going to overburden the liver. This includes olive oil as well. Cooked oil, any cooked oil. We're off of seed oils. Y'all should have seed oils out of your diet already. If you follow any health accounts, you should know you should not be consuming canola oil or vegetable oil or peanut oil, whatever else, palm oil. All of those should be out. I'm now moving a level further. Cooked oil, that includes olive oil, right? Olive oil does not have a high burning point. Cooked oil changes the molecular structure of the oil. It overburdens the liver when you are cooking your oil. Raw oil is a different story, right? Raw oil is a different story. Raw olive oil, a little bit on a salad, right? That's a different story than cooked oil because you're not denaturing the oil. Yeah. Yes, that includes avocado oil. If you want to detox your body to the degree where you need to heal chronic symptoms, cooking with oil is not going to serve you. If in your irises, right, in your eyes, y'all, everybody, look at your eyes. If the whites of your eyes have any brown pigmentation, if they have any yellow pigmentation, or if the colored part of your eye has any white, any white around it, like a little foggy thing that eye doctors might tell you is glaucoma, right? All of that is because of way too much fat in the bloodstream. All of those things. So cook with animal fats? No, you steam stuff. Steam your veggies. You can cook with animal fats if you want to, right? Tallow, super high quality. Ghee, super high quality. If you want to do all that, okay. But at the highest levels of detoxification, like, let me go back to this. Let me go back to what I was talking about. So with meat, right? You can absolutely detox and heal the body while consuming animal products that are high quality. I need to emphasize the high quality. But the thing is, if your body is a body that has symptoms related to the lymphatic system, if you have symptoms related to cysts, related to tumors, related to swollen lymph nodes, anything that's cystic, any issues popping up on the skin that is all lymphatic, you cannot, it's likely, I shouldn't even use definitive answers. It is not likely that you are able to clear cysts and clear tumors while consuming animal products. It just is too heavy on the lymphatic system. So in order to reach the high levels of detox where you want to clear out those things, right? That's a different story than just like poor digestion, right? Poor digestion or my nails break, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're actively trying to clear fibroids, tumors, cysts, swollen lymph nodes, all of that is related to the lymphatic waste backed up in your system. Animal product is just too heavy for you to be able to cleanse all of that out while consuming animal. But if you're not dealing with symptoms that are at that level, consuming animal can be very nourishing and medicinal for people. People recognize if their adrenal glands are a little bit weaker and they need some help from meat medicinally. People recognize if their iron depletes quite quickly and they need a little bit of help from meat medicinally, right? Now, this is where you have to know your body. Or you go through a process to help get guidance and get help to figure out your body and learn your body. Why do raw vegans look so young as they age? You also need to pay attention to I'm just going to tell you a couple things. Pay attention to people's teeth and pay attention to people's hair, okay? That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Pay attention to people's teeth and pay attention to people's hair. Your hair and your teeth can get incredibly mineral depleted if you are not nourishing your body. Now, nourishing your body may look different from the next person. Some people get away with a raw vegan diet. They understand they need to consume an abundance of food. They understand they need to consume an abundance of minerals, right? But if you're listening to people who look like they're depleted, then have some discernment. Have some discernment about applying some things to your lifestyle. What most people do not know is that when oil is heated, it changes its viscosity and turns into an acidic substance. This is why you have to change the oil in your vehicles. I love that. Wow. Jay is killing it. What are those foods and minerals that help nourish the hair? You got to eat enough. You got to have enough minerals, right? Seed milk, spirulina, wheatgrass, barley grass, sea moss, tahini, avocado. You need fat to nourish your hair. Actually, right? You also need to make sure that your body's actually absorbing the minerals that you're consuming. So it's all rooted in the digestive tract as well, right? The small intestine is responsible for all of our absorption. So if you're not even able to absorb what you're consuming and you're trying to restore depletion without restoring absorption, you're trying to work on a foundation that's not there, an unstable foundation. Where do you buy your distiller? Amazon. It's called Mega Home. What about eggs? Many different opinions. There are so many different opinions about eggs. It's wild. I have not eaten eggs in a while, but I also acknowledge that I was a little indoctrinated for the anti-eggs a while back, right? I have been more recently studying with one of my peers, and eggs, when they are from a farm, antibiotic free, super local, the chicken is grass fed, right? Not grain fed. There's also something that you guys need to know about grass fed beef, by the way. If you're buying grass fed beef and it just says grass fed beef, then it's not grass finished beef, which you will find. So grass fed beef, when it's labeled that, means that the cows could have eaten some grass at one point in time and then absolutely had so many grains as part of their diet. Now, grains are inflammatory, especially the way that they feed these animals. Those grains are absolutely inflammatory, right? So when something's grass-fed, they can label it that even if the majority of the cow's diet is not grass, they can label it if they've consumed grass at some point in time. Versus grass finished beef means that from beginning to end, the cattle consumed grass. You also need to make sure you're consuming animal in balance. Animal in balance. Like if you start to notice your bowel movements smell ridiculous, or if you notice you get a little constipated with animal products, balance exists, right? When we say meat, it doesn't mean meat 3 times a day. When we say meat, it may not even mean meat once a day. For me, right, I'm not vegan. I don't claim vegan. I use meat medicinally. I have meat maybe once or twice a month. And some months I'll go without having meat. It's the balance for your body, but there's no need to put a label on stuff. There's no need to lock yourself in a box with certain philosophies, because everything has its time and place. Cleansing has its time and place, right? Fasting has its time and place. Animal products have their time and place. Imagine if all of us locked into one way of doing everything and never changed it. That's what happens on the internet now. Everybody just locks into their one thing and never changes it. Or they don't admit that they change it. That's something to pay attention to, right? I've seen some people who claim their super high fruit diet, super high all fruit diet, but then I see them turn around 2 weeks later and they eat a ton of rice and a ton of potatoes because they couldn't sustain themselves for an extended period of time. off of this depleting diet that they touted was the best and the optimal. But in reality, they're not admitting to the changes that they've had to implement to re-nourish their body again. Like, there doesn't have to be a one way 100% of the time. You can take these different parts of the healing journey and use them as a tool to keep your body in balance, right? We don't need to be swinging from one extreme to the other. I'm on a smoothie and fruit detox, day 5. Everybody who's listening to this live right now, this comment is super relevant. So I'm going to coach this person pretty much right here. So listen to their situation right now. This is very relevant to this conversation. I'm on a smoothie and fruit detox, day 5. I feel depleted and sick. I don't think I prepped properly. Should I continue or bring in raw salads? I want to go 40 days to clear up mucus and fibroids. There is so much happening in this comment. Let me pin this and address all parts of it. All right. Can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you have ever done detoxing wrong? Have you ever tried to detox the wrong way? Have you ever tried to detox and it ended up being the wrong way? Can you put a 1 in the chat just so I know? Just so I know if it's relevant for me to even coach this person so in depth on this topic. I will be patient. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Undine. Can't wait to get started. This is why I do not fast. Plant-based Empress. I love your @ name. Good @ name. Hey, Susanna. Hey, girl. All right. Look at everybody trying to detox, and it ends up being wrong. You're dealing with fibroids too. All right, let's talk about it. So, when people are dealing with fibroids, when people are dealing with higher level things like tumors and cysts and all those things, right? I said that requires a high level of detoxification. Now, the problem that most people do with trying to detox and heal the body is that they use it as a quick fix. They use it as the one answer. You can absolutely detox using greens. You should be detoxing using greens. Greens are actually incredibly nourishing and cleansing to the blood. Fruits are incredibly cleansing to the lymph. So you see how both of those things have a role in detoxification? Greens also give you super high minerals, which fruit does not give you high minerals the way that greens do. So the 2 waters of the body are the blood and the lymph, okay? We have 2 fluids of the body, blood and lymph. If fruit helps the lymph, how are we going to help the blood? We need to help the body holistically, okay? So greens, fruits, blood, lymph. You can literally distill it down like that. Now, I'm not telling you to only detox off greens and fruit. Maybe at super, super, super high levels, it might end up being greens and fruit. But even then, I would teeter more greens than I would teeter more fruit. You know, fruit fasting can be done in an acute way, so you don't deplete yourself on detox, right? Don't deplete yourself on detox. When people are forcing it, like right here, we're acknowledging this comment. People are forcing the extreme levels of detoxification without their body being ready and without understanding if their body can even handle it or not. So if you're consuming food, right? First of all, you're on a smoothie and fruit detox. Are you eating enough? Are you even eating enough? Are you consuming enough? You need to be consuming so much when you are on that type of cleansing. Did you prepare your body enough? Because if you didn't prepare your body enough, then you're likely not absorbing your food at the rate that you should be when you try to cleanse at a high level like this. Because what preparation of the body does when you allow the 4 to 6 weeks to prepare, which is why I'm going on live right now, because if you guys want to do a spring detox, now is the time to start getting your mind right. Now is the time to start prepping your body and getting your mind right for this stuff, right? In my detox, we start to prepare March 1st, 4 weeks, and then we dive into detox April 1st all together, right? Herbal protocol, parasite cleansing, all the different types of fasting. You learn a detox diet. You learn how to nourish the body afterwards, break the detox the right way. We use fermented food to rebuild the gut lining. It's literally every facet of detox done the right way with enough prep, with enough nourishment. You don't deplete yourself down, and you get experience with every single thing that falls in the umbrella of detoxification, right? Everything. I've literally created the thing that I wish I had, because when I couldn't grow my hair back, when I completely lost my period, and when I got cavities from my detoxing the wrong way because I depleted the wrong way, I created the thing that doesn't deplete the wrong way because I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, how do we join your detox? Sounds great. Link in my bio, very first link. Boom. Very first link, it says join the 12-week detox. I bought the parasite cleanse you emailed me, but I've been having trouble avoiding oats. Can I still use it? Yes, you can, of course. With herbal medicine, there are different levels that you can drop the body into, right? Herbs are strong enough to where if your diet is not fully on it, but you're off of toxic food, right? You're off of bagged food and boxed food. You're off of chemical foods. That's the important part here. You're off of fast food. You're off of eating out. When you're done with that and your diet is just whole foods, even if it still has oats, right? Even if it still has rice, okay, great. Those aren't necessarily ideal, right? If you want to get the most out of your parasite cleansing, then there's a certain detox diet that you go to. But herbs are potent enough to where if you don't have this super embodied detox diet, then herbs are still going to do the trick to a certain degree, okay? Is this more a whole food plant-based? What is? Is this more a whole food plant-based? Whole food. Sure, it's plants, right? Sure, it's plants. Plants should be a part of your diet. I don't like labels on stuff, right? I don't like labels. You should be eating whole foods no matter what. You should be eating earth foods no matter what. If you need to consume animal on your detox, okay. High quality animal is what we do. If you need to be clearing tumors, fibroids, cysts, then okay, eventually we transition you off animal. If you want to reach higher levels of detox, then okay, we transition you off animal. Do you have to be fully raw to detox? You do not have to be fully raw to detox. There are different levels to it. Different levels to detoxification. You will absolutely start to detox and flush toxins out of the body if you need steamed foods. You will absolutely start to flush toxins out of the body if you are eating high quality animal still. Your body will still start to detoxify. Boom, look at that. Get some venison if you're going to eat meat. Venison, elk, bison, game meats that are hunted. Yes, polyps are the same thing. Polyps, cysts, tumors, and fibroids are all the exact same problem. They're just popping up in a different place in the body. All of those things are the same thing. Do you have to worry about parasites on a meat detox? The term meat detox is counterintuitive. I do not believe that you can... I don't even know what that means, actually. Let me not even address that. What does a meat detox mean, is what I'm asking. What is a meat detox? What about candida? This detox absolutely starts to clear the gut of overgrowth of fungus, bacteria, and parasites. Once you've gone through a period of cleansing of those fungus, bacteria, and parasites, which any sort of candida is rooted in the gut. Any sort of fungus is rooted in the gut, right? Because when you have an overgrowth of fungus in the most important part of your body, right? It breaks through the gut lining. It can start to spread throughout the rest of the body because it can travel through the lymph, okay? So you have to address the gut first if you have a candida issue. Didn't you say you could do a detox on a carnivore diet? No, you cannot detox on a carnivore diet. No. I was saying the difference between the argument of carnivore versus vegan, both of these groups feel so strongly about their opinion because they start to heal their body to some level because they came off of toxic chemical foods. You cannot detox your body at the highest level on a carnivore diet. It just doesn't do that. It's too heavy for the lymph. It's too heavy for the lymph. You feel me? How do you know when your detox is over? Good question. Will parasites be an issue? So yeah, you can't detox the body off of a carnivore diet, and carnivore diets don't provide you balance, right? Carnivore diet is an extreme thing again. It's also an extreme thing. We can also consider veganism an extreme thing. I actually had a woman who I'm pretty connected to, and she was like, Tori, like all of this like soaking my nuts and blending and dehydrating and all these things on a vegan diet to maintain a vegan diet, even that feels extreme for me, which is true, right? Which is true, which is why balance, right? Balance, all of these things can exist together in balance. A carnivore diet is not balanced. I talk about balance. So when you have meat in abundance, then absolutely parasites can become an issue. Absolutely. Absolutely. So balance. Balance, balance, balance. How do you know when your detox is over? Good question. So usually the body should not be in extended periods of, well, good question. Well, this is a good question. So let me do some clarification here. Oops. So, technically, everyone, if we all really want to ascend to our highest self, then we change our lifestyle and we stop eating toxic food that society introduces to us, right? How much longer is this live going to be? Also, please save it. Are you not enjoying your time? The live is going to be saved, but I don't know. I don't plan how long lives are. I answer questions as they come. So anyways, if we all want to ascend to our highest self and literally feel so confident in our bodies, be autonomous in our body, be free from the healthcare system. I literally don't have a doctor, by the way. Like, you need to just change your lifestyle. So detox, I mentioned this earlier. Detox, unfortunately, is being used as a quick fix, right? You think you can go to the super highest level of detox, the most extreme type of detox, which is extended fasting. You deplete your body down for what? To clear out your lymph, to clear out fibroids, and then you have a list of depletion symptoms. You're literally glowing. Thank you so much. If you pay the $59 now, will your rate change when the price goes up? So that detox container is $59 a month for the entire time you're in there. The entire detox is lasting 3 months. If you need ongoing support beyond that, that's how it works. It's a simple model. And my doors are pretty much shutting the beginning of March. So price goes up beginning of March because that's when we're all starting to prep our bodies. So if you want to join in late, totally fine. Do that, but it's up to you if you want to join in early, start to prepare your body, get familiar with me on my calls, my coach Michelle, have time to integrate. Your choice to do that now if you want to, or if you join late when we're all starting to prep our body for the month of March, totally up to you. But it's a very simple model. $59 a month, the detox is in there, we're all going to be detoxing together, preparing the month of March, actively during high levels of detox, April, May, June, right before the summer hits. So if you have any travel plans, plan them for July. If you actually want to detox your body, finally want to detox your body, this detox literally is taken from all the clients that work with me one-on-one and invest with me one-on-one at a very high level. Like, you know, those people have access to me and my phone. Like, they're texting me through every part of their journey. This detox is taken from and Haley, actually, of course, I should mention Haley. This detox is taken from mine and Haley's private clients because we want everybody to have access to it, and we want you to finally start healing your body without a barrier. You know what I'm saying? So, up to you. Link in my bio, the first link in my bio. We're starting to prepare the body month of March. So do you recommend fasting? Of course, fasting has a time and place. Of course, time and place. That's the key. Time and place. Does this detox help rid the heavy metals in the body too? Of course. Supporting the liver, allowing metals to process, flush out the lymph. You know, detox too. You shouldn't really have a bad experience on detox. When you're detoxing in a balanced way, when you're detoxing in a nourished way, which is the correct way to do it, you shouldn't have a bad time. Your body shouldn't be freaking out and depleted and exhausted. You should be able to easily work out through it, except periods of fasting. Fasting is different. When you're fasting and you're doing water fasting and you're actively giving the digestive system a break on purpose, it's a little bit different to be working out. But in periods where you're not actively fasting, but your body's still in that detoxification cycle because you're supporting on herbs for the systems, parasite cleansing, you can absolutely work out. It's just during the pieces of fasting. And you have to learn how to come in and out of fasts. In and out. Because it's the extended periods of fasting, especially for women of fertility age, extended periods of fasting mess with our bodies. I'm speaking from experience. 4 months on a fruit fast for me, juice fast for me. Depleted, completely depleted. The extended fasts are the problem. You have to know when your body is telling you to stop. You have to understand when to come in and out of certain types of fasts. You have to understand how long your body needs to prepare before diving into fasting. You have to understand how to use herbal medicine to support the flushing of toxins out of the systems, because when you start to change your diet, naturally the body is going to shake things up. Naturally the body is going to start healing itself when you just change your diet. And some people can start to have reactions off of suddenly coming off of junk toxic food to suddenly a lot more natural whole foods. They even might have a reaction to that. And if they do, it means that their elimination pathways are shut. Anytime someone has a bad experience on detox, it means that you are not eliminating toxins and eliminating waste at the rate that you are shaking them up at. And the way to support the flushing and eliminations of toxins is herbs help open the systems and allow things to flow out. Manual treatments you can do with your body to help support the flushing of toxins externally. These are all things that make the detoxification experience complete and holistic. That was a long flow just now. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was a long sentence. Makes sense. Thank you for this. I'm just here to help. Hair looks amazing. Thanks, girl. You didn't complete what you were saying about when to know you should stop detoxing. You're right. I didn't complete that. I only did 3 days and I was over it. I'll try again. Well, if you were over it, like, how did your body feel? Did you do it the right way? Did you prepare yourself? Because it matters when you're starting to actively do detox stuff. It matters what you were just consuming for like the weeks prior. Like, it definitely matters, because if you were just consuming Chick-fil-A yesterday and you're trying to dive into a fast, no, your elimination pathways are not open. You didn't give your body time for the elimination pathways to open, which is what happens during a preparation period. I want to gain weight, that's why I don't care about detox. Wow, that's actually an interesting statement. So the only reason I could gain weight finally is because I detoxed my body. Because what happens is, if you can't gain weight, that means you're not absorbing, which means that your colon is clogged up with waste. What is detox? The removal of waste. If you're not absorbing, your digestive tract, your bowels have accumulated waste that are preventing absorption of your food. You need to clear out the waste that's blocking you from actually absorbing the food that you're consuming. So for me, I'm petite. You guys see me, I'm slender. You know what I mean? However, you also don't see the rest of my body. However, my whole life, I used to play basketball. I used to play volleyball. I was the skinniest one on the team. Like that, literally like that. Could not gain weight for the life of me. Everyone was like, fast metabolism, that's your fast metabolism. When I started to understand the body and start to understand healing, I recognized that the fact that I could not gain weight for the life of me while I was eating junk in that past life. If you cannot gain weight from eating junk, there is a problem. Junk naturally should increase your body size. Junk does that. And I did a live last year one time talking about how, women are afraid to start healing their body because they want to stay thick. Women on detox all the time are like, am I going to lose weight? I better not lose weight. I can't lose weight. Naturally, you're going to lose the inflammation. You're going to lose the water weight. Naturally, you want that. You are going to lose the things that are in your body making you thick, but you're unhealthy and you have symptoms. Because what's making you thick is inflammation, water retention, and excess fat. That's what's making you thick. Now, when you detox and you clear your body out, I plump myself back up on real food. I do not eat junk at all, literally at all. You plump your body back up again off of real food because now you can absorb it. You're absorbing the natural components of your food and you don't have to stay thick off of junk, off of trash. But I don't want to be skinny anymore. I didn't want to be either. And you have to go through the mud, right? You go through the mud. Clean your digestive tract out in order to restore absorption. That's the only way out and that's the only way through. You either fill your body up with junk and then increase inflammation, you increase fat, you increase your weight off of an unhealthy foundation, and you have excess fungus, excess yeast, unbalanced bacteria, all these symptoms. You choose that way, or you choose the way where, okay, maybe I'm not going to gain weight literally like that, but I know I'm going to clear out my body and start to absorb. So naturally, I'll plump myself back up in a 4 or 5 month time period off of real food with 0 symptoms as a side effect. Your choice. Your choice, your choice. One of two. One of two. I tried to do it the other way. I tried to do it off Boost. Girl, oh my God. I feel like we're in the same boat, my friend. I tried to do it off Boost. I was doing Ensure. I was doing Orgain protein shakes. I would be killing those shakes, right? But then what happens? Crazy yeast infections all the time. UTIs all the time, right? I had acne all down my neck, actually, during that time period. All down here in college. It was all right here. All in high school, too, when I was trying to do that. I had acne flaring up right here. It's gone from here now and here, you know what I'm saying? But then after chemo, it migrated to my face. My skin is just, my body, like my ancestral lineage is just like skin. Skin is the place where everything manifests. You know what I'm saying? I have Ensure in my hand right now. LMAO. Girl, you're funny. I get it, though. I for real get it. I really do. My life was Ensure and Boost and Orgain for like 5 or 6 years straight. Trying to gain weight. Couldn't for the life of me. Until now. If y'all see my stories, you can go ask my little new friend, right? I'm, plump myself up off of plant food. Literally. It's possible. Detox your body and start absorbing again. You plump yourself back up again. Nicely. With no symptoms. It's great. It's amazing. And I'm tall too. I'm also tall. I'm 5'10". 5'10", girl. Mine shows in my scalp. That's how I know something is wrong. Yeah. Hair loss is not a good sign. Pay attention to people's hair and teeth when they are talking about health. Are they depleted or are they nourished? Are they depleted or are they nourished? Their hair and their teeth will tell you, are they depleted or are they nourished? Lots of people talking about UTIs here. Wow. Yeah, I know. A lot of people go through cycles of endless UTIs, chronic UTIs. I used to do that. UTIs, yeast infection, back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. So many antibiotics. Oh my goodness. actually, let me share this with you. This may be maybe this is a little too much TMI, but you can absolutely handle UTIs naturally, right? I had a quick little bout of a UTI kind of recently, like 2 months ago, and garlic, oregano oil, D-mannose clears it like that. Versus before, when your body's toxic, you can't expect natural remedies to work on a toxic body. They just don't work. You can't put garlic up your yoni when your body's toxic and have it completely clear a yeast infection, which otherwise it would. Can you believe that? You can't expect a toxic body to respond to natural remedies. So if you guys want to stop taking antibiotics for your yeast infections and UTIs, if you want to stop taking medications for your symptoms, what do you have to do? You have to change your body's environment from toxic to clean in order for nature to work as it intended on your body when it's natural and it's ready to receive that work as it's intended. But when you're toxic and you have a lot of these man-made chemicals in your body's not in its natural state. How is your body, which is toxic from man-made things, going to respond to Earth's medicine as a quick remedy like that? It's not possible. It can't do it. Because nature, for a quick remedy, does not work that fast when your body is toxic and is trying to fight against the man. Versus when your body is cleansed, when your body is nourished, when your body's in balance, when your body's not consuming toxic chemical foods, and you need an acute remedy to a small little symptom that popped up, nature works like that because your body is in a place to receive that earth medicine. Also, guys, I'm sorry if I'm yelling. How do you get the male body back to its natural state? You got to clear out the waste. If that is what you recognize, you have to clear out the waste from the body. That's it. That's it. If you recognize you have symptoms, you have to clear out the waste from your body. That's literally it. Clear out the waste from your body. Every single symptom you have, clear out the waste from your body. Because why are you going to start? This is also what I say. If you have a symptom in your body and you don't even take the first step, you don't even take the literal first level of clearing out the waste from your system, which you can do by detoxing your body, especially during the springtime, because that's the best way to detox. So you should start preparing your body for the month of March and then drop into a detox in April. And if you want accountability and my coaching and handheld support through the entire protocol, you can go join my detox, which is linked in my bio, the first link in my bio. We start March. Doors technically close at this price point beginning of March. So you have 2 weeks to get your mind right and prepare yourself for preparation month, which is March, and then detox April, May, June. Full herbal protocol, parasite cleansing, fasting protocols. We're all going to go together. Sorry, I got really serious and monotone as I'm explaining all the situation, but I want to make sure that I'm clear and concise. So is male pattern baldness something that doesn't need to happen if you are cleansed and absorbing correctly? Perfect. Yes. And male pattern baldness is also associated with hormones, right? So your hormones are excreted from the glands of your body. Pituitary gland, adrenal gland, testes, ovaries, the glands of your body secrete all of your hormones. Now, the thing is, your glands do not function unless you have enough minerals. Look at that. Look at that. So if you have a hormone imbalance, your hormones are secreted from properly functioning glands of the body. If you have a hormone imbalance and your glands are not functioning accurately, whether they're hyper-functioning or hypo-functioning, that means if they're excreting too much in certain cases or too little in certain cases, we can literally simplify it down to if the glands are not functioning properly, it means that there is a level of imbalance regardless of the problem, whether you're hyper-secreting or hypo-secreting, your glands need minerals to be nourished and function properly. If we can't handle that foundational level of just starting to heal the body, the foundational level, Remove the waste, restore the body. The two foundations. If you can't even do that, how are you expecting to heal the specific things that you have going on, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, does detox work for fibroids? Does detox work for endometriosis? Does detox work for this? Does detox work for acne? Does detox work for diabetes? Does detox work for this? Detox is literally the one thing that anybody has to do to just put their body in motion to heal from all those things. Your body will heal itself when it is in balance. Your body will heal itself from anything if it is in balance. So what detoxing means is removing the waste and we restore the body. That creates balance. Remove and restore. Picture a scale. Remove and restore creates balance in the environment of the body. When the environment of the body is balanced, it naturally will start to heal itself. Wow. I'm also liking this light, this sunlight across my eye. You know, as brown-eyed people, you know, we like to catch a light sometimes. We like to catch some light. Make our eyes seem a little lighter. And we hold the Mountain Valley Spring as like it's a liquor bottle, right? Boom. Haley, you said birthday detox? My birthday too. This is technically birthday launch for my detox. I decided to do a spring detox because it's literally my birthday. It is also my birthday very soon. You hit that water like a 40. Facts. Right? It's just fun that way. Especially with the glass bottle. It's heavy, you know. It's fun that way. Make it fun. Let me take a breather. This was a lot we talked about, guys. We talked about when is the best way to detox, how is the best way to start preparing for detox, the best time of year to detox, how to support depletion, what happens if you do fasting the wrong way, what happens if you detox the wrong way. Spring water is absolutely better than alkaline water. The reason why is because spring water is naturally alkaline. Spring water is naturally alkaline. Naturally. If you turn this around, right? Boom. Calcium, magnesium, potassium, in balance, naturally occurring. Spring water is always naturally alkaline. The deal with alkaline water is that they're just going to pump the water full of these same electrolytes, but they're synthetic. They're going to pump the water with synthetic minerals, creating an alkaline water versus just naturally occurring minerals, which is spring water. Does that make sense? Currently fasting, and I wasn't here for the fasting the right way part. Jeremiah, hey my friend. I love a question from my fellow peers. How important is it for men to be motivated to heal for self rather than just for women? Notice a lot of men are motivated by women by a lot. Ooh, I think I might bring somebody live to have this conversation right now. That's wild. I'm gonna pin this for a second. I think I'm gonna... Because I don't have an opinion on men, right? I don't have an opinion on men. I will say my opinion from this perspective is it's super motivating. It's super motivating when you have like a holistic goddess woman in front of you and she wants some type of lifestyle, you know? She wants a clean body. Women do not like when the microbiomes and the interactions are not aligned. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Electric Being. I'm bringing Electric Being on to talk about this question. Can you request to join me? Because I don't think I can. Maybe I can request you. No, I can't. Can you request to join with that little camera? I'm going to pose this question to you. Let's see what's popping on this topic. It is a real question, seriously. You request. Let's see. Accept. Yo, this is it.
Hey, what's
Somebody said
going on?
hello.
What's the question?
The question. Hold on a
I
second.
want a pen right here.
It's pinned right there, but wait. Let's see if the people, let's give some people some time to adjust to our new dynamic here.
Right. We've been overdue for this for a while.
Let me get sorted here, my camera situation, because I had to take this mic out so I can hear you now. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Sebastian.
Welcome. What's going on? Glad
What's
to be
up?
here.
Yay. So someone posed a question. This is one of my acquaintances, my peers, Jeremiah, I'm sure we'll connect soon, but he says, how important is it for men to be motivated to heal for self rather than just for women? I noticed a lot of men are motivated by women by a lot. He's also does detox
Right.
coaching.
And I think that's funny because like in a lot of these men's communities, it's always like, or the rabbit hole, red pill community, they're always telling you to improve yourself and make a lot of money so you can start pulling in the right women or high value women. And there's a certain truth to that, I guess, right? Because you want to be the best version of yourself. However, it's all going to be a mirror for yourself. So long as you're doing something in order for external validation, it's never really going to hold value. If you want to really heal yourself and like cultivate your own self-discipline within yourself, I would much rather do it for yourself than any woman. Because the moment you do it for somebody else, you're not really loving yourself. That's not coming from a place of healing. It's coming from a place of need, a lack, a scarcity.
Coming from lack, 100%.
Right. The moment you can do it for yourself, you're going to be able to actually pull in and attract what you really desire outside of just some hypergamous relationship.
Have you pulled in and attracted what you truly desired because
I
you
have been
have
absolutely magnifying everything I could want without even necessarily knowing it by literally isolating myself and doing the internal healing work. And it literally just fell into my lap. A divine detox goddess, absolutely.
wow.
Funny how that
Yes,
works.
this live was saved. Funny how that works. It is funny how that works when you're least expecting it too.
Yeah, definitely was not expecting it whatsoever. But again, I think it just goes to show when you really go within yourself, the world is a mirror. The world is truly a mirror, and it will always reflect back to you your beliefs, your state of consciousness. It's a gauge of where you're at in your own soul evolution. And it's funny how that works out. The moment you start looking within you, it just starts reflecting back.
I feel like there was something that came up earlier on this conversation, and I kind of skimmed right over it because you know me, I talk a lot about the physical body. I say this all the time, but it's becoming so much more relevant because nobody is sitting with themselves internally anymore. And like even with detoxing, right? Like falling victim or succumbing to these extreme methods, carnivore versus vegan and fruit fasting and this, it's all taking us outside of ourselves and outside of our autonomous knowing of how our body just works in balance. So
100%.
honestly, root cause of the issue here is nobody sitting with themselves.
Right. We're not processing our emotions, the energy in motion, it's becoming stagnant. And kind of like what some holistic teachers say, the issues get trapped in the tissues, you know? And it's really interesting though, because I've definitely noticed through fasting or periodic detoxing, like you really start having some suppressed emotions start coming back to surface. Things you've really been neglecting or haven't been acknowledging within yourself start to purge through that detox also. And I think that's very telling in itself in terms of like diets and all that. Of course, I'm not getting dogmatic, but it's definitely a neglected aspect that people overlook. Like people are more concerned about what they're just putting in their mouth, right? They're not concerned about sitting with themselves, processing with themselves, the practices they're doing, sitting in silence and meditation. So many people have an issue just sitting in silence, sitting alone with themselves, processing. And they say every thought is a stain in the brain. And the moment you can quiet your thoughts, you can allow for true energy processing. You know what I mean? You ever just kind of sit with
Your eyes are
yourself?
piercing through my phone right now.
They have that effect on camera, I guess, especially for some people.
On camera and with the window right in front, wild.
Yeah.
Someone says, "Bro, your skin looks so fresh." Damn.
Appreciation. Holistic approach is key though.
It literally is, because like, why would we be living any other way? Why are we living outside the realms of nature? I want to be able to use the earth for everything that it provides to me, and the only way to use it, I just talked about this before you came on, is like people can't use nature and earth when their body and their mind are super toxic. There's like a disconnect almost. It's like herbs don't necessarily work on a toxic body.
Right.
And you need to change your internal environment to reconnect with who we are as humans again, literally, because
Yeah.
you can't, if your body's toxic.
It's like kind of going against natural law.
There it is. Thank you.
We have man-made laws and then we have natural laws, right? We have like God's laws, universe laws, Allah, whatever you want to call it. But if you're trying to jump into a detox, you start trying to take natural herbs, and we're just crushing Chipotle every other day and what have you, it's not going to have that same synergistic effect. It's not going to have that same complementary output that it would if you actually gave your body the right conditions. Kind of like jumping to a fast, right? The fast isn't necessarily about you just stopping from food, but you putting your body in the right conditions so it can do what it does naturally. Like the body's smart. It knows what to do. It knows how to heal itself. But we got to get ourselves to that point. We got to give it a little push. We got to give it a little assistance, right? Minerals, juices, little light foods before we go on a giant voyage. Just like you want to prepare for a trip before you take it.
That's what this entire life has been about. My title was When to Detox, and you detox after you prep. You detox with a period of allowing the system to open, gently flush, start to get balance and kind of realign to some degree before you dive into these like higher level tools. I really use them as tools, right? Juice fasting or fruit fasting or anything like that is just a tool that can be implemented for a shortened period of time to get the result that you desire.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's very interesting how that all comes to light too when you do a fast, because you really get to expose yourself. You really get to bring out those vices or those addictions or those things you're kind of grasping onto. Like I know so many times when I was first getting into fasting, I'm like, man, what am I doing? Like this is too long. Am I even doing this right? Like you start having those kind of counterintuitive thoughts, whether it's you or the parasites. It's definitely revealing. And I've definitely noticed how, like, in terms of just going on a quote unquote detox, and I don't think it's so much as detox, right? It's just more like alignment.
Exactly.
Alignment. It's just getting kind of back into yourself. You can't really be your complete self when you just have all these toxins within you.
I feel someone mentioned this earlier on live, and I was kind of started talking about it too. It was like how do you know when your detox is over? And in my opinion, if we really want to come back into alignment, for me, like this detox life, I don't really like the word detox. It's not really over, right? Because me and you, we do not actively consume toxins and have toxins in our life, and we're not eating junk, and we're just not doing that anymore. So sure, now that our bodies are super cleansed because we've put in the work in the very beginning, but we can drop into a fast like that because our body's prepared all the time now, because our whole life is just in alignment with nature and in balance. So the preparation period is not required after you go through that first initial hard work to clear out the body. Now we just get it popping when we want to, for real.
That was beautifully articulated. Totally agree with that.
Thank you so
much. Well said. Somebody said when you don't want old foods anymore. I think that's within the cleanse. You kind of start having your senses really heighten. Your taste buds heighten, your vision heightens, your hearing heightens, your thought forms, you have less brain fog. And it just really shows that what we consider normal is just really common. It's not normal though. It's not natural. It's normal, but it's not natural.
Jeremiah
No.
also says, I think it's important to mention that you step into a new person as you cleanse too.
It's like removing a filter. Your your astral energies start becoming more prominent, your dreams start becoming more vivid. You start really seeing that conditioning that was holding you down before that, whether it's society, culture, different religions, like you start kind of shedding like an onion into your true self. And it's funny because it's infinite. You're just constantly peeling. It's never ending. Even outside of all the detoxing and the holistic programs, it's just a doing what's best for you to get to where you want to be the best version of yourself.
What are you up to?
Me, just working on some courses and packing herbs.
Are you eating?
I've had probably like 15 apples.
You're
Yeah,
mono cleansing
I'm
today.
definitely I'm just hydrating really. Bunch of apples. I'm like break down some sweet potatoes, some chickpeas, some greens. So some cleansing with some density. Balance.
Balance. See?
Some
Girl.
avocados even.
Totally.
Yeah. And honestly, so many people could benefit just from really trying to eat more naturally at home, whatever that really consists of, right? At least that's a start. Then when you really start diving into eat, that's your girl right there.
Wow. He said it, everybody. I'm your go-to.
Highly knowledgeable for sure. That I had that pumpkin seed meat that you made from the juicer or the blend with the quinoa. So hydrating, so nourishing. And it's crazy because it's like we often think we're so hungry, but our bodies really just want minerals. When's the last, like what kind of calories, what kind of protein, what kind of carbs, what kind of fats? But at the moment you start implementing minerals and hydration and really just movement, breath, you realize it's a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I said this earlier, but I'll give you my secret formula. I gave everyone my secret formula. Detox, picture it like a math equation. Detox equals remove the waste plus restore the body.
Mm-hmm.
The key part to restoring the body is remineralizing the body.
Oh yeah.
You can't heal when the body's depleted in any capacity. You don't have balance when the body is depleted in any capacity, which is why I'm such a strong proponent against long-term fruit fasting, long-term juice fasting, long-term extreme styles of cleansing,
Right.
because what's going to make you heal better, right? You do these extended extreme fasts and then have a whole laundry list of depletion symptoms, or maybe your detox process looks a little bit longer, but you have balance because you come in and out of it. You pulse in and out of higher levels of detox when your body is ready for them.
And that extremism is usually coming from a place of fear, of wanting to literally be clean overnight and fix yourself and just get it done. It's rushing the process. And it's like you can't rush what could be potentially decades of a certain lifestyle to healing yourself in a matter of a few months or a few weeks.
I love how it all comes back to the emotions.
Yeah, definitely a guide for our actions. Very interesting.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. You want to continue on with your thing? Get out of your hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll continue on my live. I might get off soon though.
Yeah, hit me up. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Electric being left. Well, I had to call him on just because the question that was posed by Jeremiah, I, as a woman, couldn't fully speak on that situation. You know what I'm saying? So we need to get the divine masculine opinion as a part of the process. Well, everybody, I hope this live has been enlightening at all for you. If you have any questions or if you have any desire to detox your body, we are starting in April. Technically, we're starting in March, but March is a preparation month. You got to prepare your body. 4 to 6 weeks to prepare the body. I will emphasize. So right now marks the 6-week mark. Get your mind right. Get ready to go. If you want to detox this year, spring is the best time to do so. We have link in my bio is the link that you need. If you want to access me, coaching, protocols, all of the above for the springtime detox, link in my bio. If you want to do it yourself and try to do it yourself with all the foundational knowledge you need to know, I also have so much out there for free. Also linked in my bio. Step-by-step instructions, right? Higher level or do it yourself. Linked in my bio. Now, for anyone who is currently in the detox group, the protocol, the 12-week protocol is completely revamped and completely redone at a higher level protocol now, right? Now we have a nice situation happening. Haley, if you're still here, me and Haley have an amazing project that we are launching that is going to literally help you detox your body in the most effortless way possible. It's exciting. So with that being said, if you are in the detox right now, that 12-week protocol is locked until you complete your waiver. Okay. So everybody who does a detox protocol has to do things the right way, protect myself, protect yourself, and your protocol will unlock once you're in there, and we will get you started ASAP. So that's the update for anybody who is currently in the detox and curious why that protocol is sitting in the classroom. You can see it, but we got to get all your enrollment stuff sorted once you're in there. So if you're ready to join, link in my bio. 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks to 6 weeks, the prep time you need, everybody. Just reiterating. How do we get the waiver? In the classroom, there is a module called Start Here. That Start Here has every single thing you need. It's all there. All of it is in there. You just got to go through the classroom from beginning, step 1, step 2, right? Just follow through. Go through it again. It's completely revamped. If you guys joined back in February, in the beginning of February, because you're ready to dive into your prep month and you started to access calls, then go through the classroom because it's completely redone, like completely new. Everything is updated. Everything is newly filmed. Everything is higher level. Everything is in there now for people who actually want to take it to the next step and go beyond the foundations. So thank you for joining, everyone. This was fun. This was super fun. By the way, my birthday is so soon. Super, super soon. I kind of get scared saying my birthday on the internet. I don't know why, but it's so soon. So, hope to see you all in there. Hope to see you all in there. I don't think there's any more questions flowing through. So with that being said, have an amazing day, y'all. If you have any questions about anything too, you can DM me. But otherwise, I'll see you in the spring for detox.